Yeah, and
so,
Mwalimu, if I may add on the question of culture, 2 quick points. I think there is a sense in which when we speak about culture, people tend to think about frozen things, you know, things in a museum, so that you and I, this generation, we are not seen as makers of culture. You know, so if I talk about local culture, someone wants to take me back, I don't know to where. So I think we need to always, I try to do that with my children, I try to do that with the people, my students all over. We are makers of culture, which means like our ancestors, we make adjustments, we borrow, we sometimes even steal, we adapt, and so on and so forth. I mean, I sat with my grandfather for days, and I would ask him, how did we do this when we were, you know, our clans had just crossed from Uganda and settled in Karachuonyo? And he would tell me, this is how we did it. And when we moved and we settled at another place, things changed. Even the number of cows in the dowry went down. When we came and settled in Maseno, and our people interacted more with the Luyas, some of our traditions in game are very Bantu. So if I go amongst the Banyore people, there are certain things I'll say and even do in the language, and they'll be able to recognize that. As a result of that, you know, many years of their interaction and stay, you know, with the Bantu people. So I just wanted to, I always try to emphasize this so that people don't feel, oh, you know, culture is kind of frozen and, you know, we are not makers of culture. We are, so we should be able to change that. Then the second thing I want to say very quickly, in peace and conflict studies, we also believe no culture is entirely violent. No entirely peaceful. Now I'm talking from a peace studies perspective. So we always say in each culture, you will find a peace culture. And there's a culture that will promote violence. So what our ancestors struggled with was to do less of that culture, as Magesa says, that does not promote life and promote it abundantly. And we keep on amplifying the peace culture, hopefully to a level where when we pass it to the next generation, like the song of the Maori, people just get the message. They don't have to repeat, you know, the violent things, you know, that happen. So that's also where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and in fact, actually, Sheikh Anta Diop says that, although he used the what do you call it? He used the metaphors of matriarchy and patriarchy, and he said that patriarchy is the culture of adventure, and risk-taking, and the one that is likely to be more violent. And then there's the matriarchy, which is the culture of care and taking care of the earth, taking care of people. And he wasn't saying that it's men and women. He was saying it's 2 philosophical cultures. So both participate in both cultures. So that's what he was saying, that we need to keep, what has happened with colonialism is the suppression of the care side, side of our cultures, and the violent one is amplified. So that then now when people say in our cultures, they're picking the violent one and forgetting that there was also a care side, and that these two were always in contention, and society was always having to balance the two.